A big shout out to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. We're about to hit that 10k subscriber mark. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon to be the first to watch when we upload any new content. Don't forget to leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. Also leave a comment. As soon as we hit that 10k mark, we are going to start having live trading sessions, so do stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back. We're back with another video. In today's video, we're going to look at how you can combine smart money concepts with BTMM concepts, right? So we're going to look at how you can actually make level counting easier, right? A lot of people struggle with this because they think it's going to be perfect on the chart, but as we all know, the market is manipulated. So we're going to look at a pattern, right? And the most important thing, guys, is to understand your market structure, right? That's number one. But number two, the location also is very important, right? The location where you want to execute is very important. Remember, we have variations to the theme, right? We have variations to the theme. So in this example, what we can identify is you identify your peak. Remember, we always want to trade away from the peak, right? So after that, we've got level one. This level one, this can be one move or one level of rise in your, this can be 1 year of rise actually. This can be 1 month of rise, a week of rise, or a day of rise, right? And that can be seen as a level. Fine, right? So the market plays around, goes into level one consolidation, gives you a peak, right? And moves into level two, right? Moves into level two, right? How can we actually identify this being level two, right? We want to identify an area, right? We want to identify an area which is going to give us a break of structure, right? In line. Remember, we are trying to trade away from the peak, right? So whatever trade ideas we're going to be finding, right? Or looking for rather, it has to be in line with us trading away from the peak. It has to be in line with the market maker cycle. So right, so this can be an area of imbalance that we can identify. All right, remember, this is when we get those that momentum moves. Some people call it bank moves, but we can actually identify momentum. This is the area where we can identify our imbalance, right? So what will usually happen in level two, some people will say, oh, I missed this, right? Maybe this can actually happen towards the end of the day, or at the start of Asian session. Some people don't trade that, right? But what usually happen is the dealer will move in that session, right, and then pull it back. This can actually be 2 days, right, where the dealer is just playing around this area, right, creating that liquidity, right, so what usually happen, remember, we are trying to trade the pattern, right? What pattern is that? We are looking for a break of structure. We want to identify an area of imbalance, right, or a zone, a clean, fresh order block, right? We want to see a move back to that area. We want to see a correction back to that area, and we want to look for longs, right? So as you can see, this is still level two, guys. This is still level two, right? This is still level two, but in this case, this is where you actually get liquidity being grabbed, because this area right here, right, is filled with stop losses, right? This area is filled with with a lot of stops, right? This area is filled with a lot of stops because there are a bunch of traders. So this is a W, right? And the stop losses are all the way down here, right? And as we had this imbalance move to the upside, remember, these are usually momentum. We usually see momentum. We usually see momentum at this area. So this is where we see fast moves away, right? This area. So some people, right, go long when they see those fast moves. People who can't actually wait for a setup, right? You find them going long, over leveraging, So this move right here is just meant to destroy all those people, clean them out, and actually come back and return to the order block for the first time and give us a peak formation, right? So this can be this can actually be a pattern for a day where the dealer just plays around, right? And towards the end of Asian session, the dealer gives you a stop hunt, right? Then moves away from the peak formation, going into level three, right? So these are other ways which you can actually implement in your trading when counting your levels, right? So I actually have an example right here, guys, on GJ, right? And what we can see right here, something very simple. We had a peak formation, right? If you look at our TDI, right, this is what we have, right? Already we had a nice shark fin, right, at that extreme, but right, this was around this area. But as you can see, the TDI already started showing you, right, where it was heading to. So we finally had a peak right here. As you can see, this is where we had the peak formation at that area. All right, so if we can count our levels, what we can identify is we've got level 1. There we go, which is actually 1 day of rise, as this is our H1 time frame. So we had level 1, we had level 2 into a consolidation, right? So let's actually focus on this, guys, before we go anywhere, right? On this level 2, right, or this day 2 of rise, I want us to actually look at this scenario right here. Remember, we had a rally, base rally, so this means this would be our buy zone, and we actually see a nameable pattern, our decision point, type 1 right there. So I want us to look at the M15. So this is what we had, right? Very interesting setup. All right, so this being our level 2 of rise, and we can actually identify, 3 levels. Remember, 1 day of rise will actually be 3 small M15 moves. Right, so there we go. Level 3 pushes up, the dealer ends the day into consolidation, starts the day into consolidation, but what we can identify is liquidity being created. Right, look at that there, right? A lot of people, a bunch of traders are seeing that as support, right? There's a lot of money down here. And remember, I did speak about the imbalance, guys. I did speak about the imbalance, right? We can actually identify that here. Look at the left, right? Look at how, these candles were just shooting up. So there was a bunch of traders going long, right here, over leveraging, right? And guess what? The next day, right, the dealer just comes back and actually taps, right, the area where that imbalance started. And this is actually a stop hunt. Right? This is actually a stop hunt below the agent range, right? Remember, this is just understanding, right, the level that you're in. This is by understanding the level that you're in and what you're looking for, right? So this is what we had. Right, very interesting trade, right? That's your level 2, right, into consolidation. As you can see, second day of rise, and then we had the last day of rise. So those are 3 levels of rise, as you can see there. 1 day of rise into a consolidation, second day of rise into a consolidation, and also that manipulation was given there. But this was just a move back to our order block, giving us the last move, right? And then look at what we had. We actually had a 5200 crossover, right? So we were anticipating a reset. So as you can see, we actually had a reset. In this case, this was a trap below the 50 EMA in the H4 time frame, which was just a move back to a hidden base, right? A move back to a hidden base. So there you go. So after the 3 levels up, we had another peak formation. After the peak formation, we can see that zone was worked a lot of times. As you can see how many times that zone kept getting hit. Remember, an order block is only a clean order block if it's still fresh. If it's hit the second time, accuracy decreases now. So there you go. It was hit many times, right? So this base became weak, right? And then we had a move down, giving us the reset. This is actually a reset, guys. This is a reset, right? Remember, in line with the cycle. There you go. Clean reset. A lot of manipulation happened down there, but this was a clean reset. As you can see, we had a change of character right there. After we had that, our imbalance actually started down here and there, right? So price went up, right? Came back down, right? Pushed all the way up and then came back down and hit that area one more time, right? So, limit orders usually work for this type of, entries if you are awake at this time. I don't usually trade Asian sessions, so I was going to miss this one, right? But as you can see the manipulation happening there. So in the bigger picture, this is where our liquidity lies, all right? In the bigger picture, This is where the liquidity lies. What time frame is this? I'm looking at the H1. All right, so remember, this was our level 1, this was our level 2, and this is our level 3, right? So we can actually identify, right, liquidity, as you can see, right? Look at that liquidity, right? The main area down here. So this is price actually now making its way back to this area, to this order block for the second time, right? But as you can see, the stops that were hit, and this happened very fast, right? This happened very fast, guys. This is your H1 time frame. So within 3 hours, 2 hours actually, right, a lot of money or a lot of accounts were blown. Now imagine sitting through all these hours right here for your account to be blown just in 2 hours, when you are in margin trouble. And then once price gets to that area, look at what we have. Price never came back to that area. These are the type of trades that we're looking for, right? This is just a reset. That's a market reset. That's a market reset. And when you identify a market reset, what do? You trade away from the peak. All right, guys, I hope you learned something from this video. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, don't forget to leave a comment and leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. If you are new here, subscribe, and also check out our free Telegram channel. Find the link in the description below.